Yeah. But for the time being, we're going to move on. We have Pro14 matters to discuss. There are two. Obviously, Leinster have just played at the weekend. We were talking about them and Saracens, but we have two massive games coming up now. Starting with Friday, which I'm not sure if that's the day we upload this. We're going to try and get it up on Thursday, which is when we're shooting this.
Yeah.
But Glasgow are playing Ulster in the first semi-final out in Scotstoun, in Glasgow. And Ulster have done very well to get there. They had the game against Connacht, but Glasgow have been on a serious hot streak coming in basically since post Six Nations. In fact, they rallied a little bit during the Six Nations when Edinburgh were fading.
They lost the back-to-back games to Edinburgh, which was bad, and then suddenly
having been knocked out, having been more or less feeling like they were out of Europe.
Yeah,
they lost that Christmas run. They were sort of floundering. They were behind Munster in their conference, and then they have, as they do, really kicked on in the Pro14 and put together some serious performances. But as we pointed out in weeks past, they didn't really let themselves down in Europe this year. They got beaten by Saracens, which
there's no shame in that.
No, indeed, they were the champs.
They got closest. They were within 7 of them, weren't they?
No.
Or no, within 10.
Yeah,
okay.
As we were. Yeah.
Still a good showing.
Still a good showing. Yeah.
They only scored 3.
They did.
Dear oh dear, for an attacking side.
Yeah. That was Saracens in their defence that they built it on.
Yeah. Things like Sam Johnson has been a revelation.
Sam Johnson's been great.
His form's been sparkling.
Yeah.
And
he offers them great balance. He offers like a how would you even put it? But he's like a tinfoil to Hastings' sort of wild play.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, also like they have Hugh Jones coming in from the bench this week.
He's only just back. But you
get the feeling that him and Johnson could be lovely together, because Johnson has no problems tackling. And wasn't it against Sarries that he was putting in a shift of shifts where he just kept chopping them down those few centres, and he just like kept shooting up and doing. It was against England. It was against England that he was doing that. And you were thinking it's going to give at some point, because his whole first half was spent like chopping around Tuolagi's thigh.
And then not only did it not give, he comes up with that winning try. What would have been the winning try when Finn put him in with the no-look pass, and he stepped the two boys and ran in. Like he's got a serious step on him.
Oh, yeah,
when he finds himself on the wing, he finds like he bags meat. So he's a key man for Glasgow. Ali Price and Adam Hastings, who at Christmas time were what you were saying is like, this is why Glasgow can't do anything.
Yeah.
And then post Christmas have been in sparkling form. The pair of them working really well together. Ali Price has sped up like no man's business. He's throwing good passes. He's making good plays. Adam Hastings as well is looking very cute, nice young 10.
Yeah.
And linking up very nicely. He has that long skip pass in him that he can throw,
find Hogg,
and link up with what is really their danger, which is, the now fully fit back to form DTH van der Merwe, Tommy Seymour and Stuart Hogg, which is a test level back three.
It is test level back three. They're all test players.
And
really good ones at that as well. So there's danger all over. As is always the case, the question mark is a little bit of the softness in the pack. But against Ulster, I think that's kind of a wash, because Ulster similarly have a little bit of softness but are much improved in that area this year. It's really only the front three. Well,
there's definitely a big battle going on there in the back row. I mean, Callum Gibbons has been great now in the run in.
Has
Geordie Murphy and Marcel
Coetzee.
Marcel Coetzee is, I would say, on balance the best back rower of the 6. But Glasgow have been pretty good now for a while at maintaining their quick ruck ball, at getting their offloading game away, at not making mistakes and not looking slight in that area. The scrum, my instinct would be that Glasgow are going to be on top.
Well, Glasgow have better props.
Better
props than Ulster do. So
exactly, they've left Kebbell on the bench, who's been in sparkling form. He's a guy who's going to come on and be a serious impact. He's so mobile, and you would expect Glasgow to have the edge on the scrum. Glasgow have a deceptively and you would have a deceptively good maul from Glasgow. They've had a very good maul all year. You think of them as a backs team, but their maul is a serious weapon, and that's an area that Ulster are going to have to be massively concerned with if
they defend it accurately.
Use your Ian Henderson to get through that maul and get on the ball carrier, or
Treadwell. To be honest, Treadwell's done some good maul spoiling in the last half of the year. It's
a massive area. He's got to get that right.
It's a good area of contention for them, and then it'll be about who finds more tries. And it's obviously over in Scotstoun, so the surface is perfect for running rugby. Ulster have done their fuck it button and thrown Stockdale at fullback.
Worked the last time they tried
it. And it was in Scotland the last time they tried it against Edinburgh, where they absolutely curb stomped them and put an end to all of their aspirations.
That's right. They were brilliant that day, and they can attack. We know they have it in them to attack with sort of industry and endeavour and creativity.
Certainly
I think
Luke
Marshall coming back into the squad has been
improved
great
them a lot
because he can link up with those back three players.
He's a little better than Cave in all areas.
There are tries to be got against Glasgow. They're to be got from deep. What really you want to see from Ulster is, because Glasgow they have pretty good backs to the wall defence, and Ulster are actually not that clinical when they get
into the 22,
into the the 10s and the things. So they need to be focusing on scoring from range, getting their offload game going, getting their support lines going,
and getting Stockdale on the ball.
Getting Stockdale on the ball is obviously crucial.
With loads of space to run into.
It's a very fun fullback battle.
Oh, it is. As counter-attacking or just attacking as they go on, really. But who'll get the better of that? Who knows?
Well, that's what Ulster's plan is: early tries, getting their set piece strike plays going. They have attacked very assuredly with ever since Dan McFarland has been there, and you would hope that Billy Burns has a better game than he had, but even without him, they do have the capacity to get wide and link up, and they also have a bit more heft in the pack to stand up to those battles, to get some go forward. Ian Henderson and Marcel Coetzee on the ball is good, and Glasgow
Jordy Murphy on the ball is good as well. He's been carrying really well. 100%, they're absolutely game ball, and people like Rory Best have been in sparkling form as well in the loose. Some of his turnover play and spoiling play has returned, and he's actually linking up and carrying. They'll
have to be on for all the game though, because what we have seen, and we saw even against Connacht, and you see like in the Leinster game they were pretty much on for all of that game, but in the game against Connacht and in a couple of games since, you've seen them be on for moments and off for moments, and that old school South African thing of just taking some plays off. Glasgow, for my money, have been looking hungry for a trophy. It's been a while since they won this comp. I think they won it before Connacht did, and that was the last time.
Right. Okay.
In fact, it was probably the year before Matt O'Connor. So it's 2013, I think.
Right.
Or did we win the Pro14? I can't remember when they won it.
2013 was us.
2013 was us. But then 2014 was also us. And then 2015 was Connacht. 2016 did Glasgow win it?
Might have been.
Maybe. But they haven't. It feels like they haven't won it in a while. They had obviously Leone Nakarawa and Madawalu back. Madawalu is back, having been all over the world. He's back obviously as a winger.
I don't know.
But I don't know. I think he's on the bench covering, and he's not even on the bench. In fact, we have the teams. He's not been named on the bench. He had been back, but he's not going to be around for this game.
Been playing that well.
Nothing particularly amazing from him. But so that old school team that won, I think, was the last team to win it for them. And
we were saying they still haven't replaced Leone Nakarawa, but you can't really replace Leone Nakarawa.
No. Johnny Gray has done good work for them this year.
But
he's no Leone Nakarawa. But Callum Gibbons and the boys, they to my money, they look hungry. Like they're reminding me of Scarlets 2 years ago, when Scarlets were under the radar and then just something clicked for them.
Scarlets won it that year.
No, that's 2017.
Is that 2017?
Yeah, 2017. And then 2016 is Connacht. 2015 is Glasgow. Now it all makes sense.
There you go. Yeah.
Now it all makes sense. So Glasgow haven't won it since 2015. 4 years now without a trophy, and they still have a very good team. And this is their last year of Hog.
That's true.
So they have been on the run in, looking desperate for some silverware. And on every turn, they have been extraordinarily accurate in attack and defence. They've been physical, they've been sharp, their offloading game has been dynamic. We know that they can compete with in the quarterfinal. They didn't really compete with Saracens, but they can get some plays off against Saracens. They are one of Europe's top teams. It's a hell of a task for Ulster to go over there and derail them. And my instinct says that that's not going to happen, that Glasgow are going to just
edge it.
I think it'll be a good game. I think Ulster will fire some bolts, but I don't even think they'll just edge it. I think they're going to get it done sharply with some tries. And just towards the back end of that Connacht game, Ulster were looking a little tired for my liking. Now, they have had a week off. They do have
Stockdale at fullback.
They do have the potential to make some plays, and Stockdale is still as elite as they come. But Hog against them, and DTH is another man who doesn't
I haven't seen him really this season.
He's back from injury now this week.
It'll be interesting to see how he goes.
If he's anything like the DTH that we've come to know and love, that's a danger man. Like,
it's a dangerous back three. It's a fully formed back line, really. It's that back line for Glasgow, and they can find tries from anywhere, strike against any team, including Ulster, because Ulster's defence isn't the most suffering and suffocating that there is in the league. So I'd say I'd be inclined to back the home team for that one.
I think they'll get it done with something to spare. But it's not inconceivable that Ulster...
No, I can see avenues for success for Ulster for sure. Thank you very much for watching that video. If you're new here, please like and subscribe down below, and leave a comment as well, because we enjoy the chat and conversation.